guys? Another beautiful night. After work, you already know. I kind of like how the weather. If you noticed from the drone footage, I can't really go that high because of the where we are. We get fucking so much fog. So I was like, dude, I literally went not even that high, and it was already you couldn't see. So I had to stay like close to the street. But hey, it made for some good footage. Like yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm not really tripping, you know. I mean, I'm tripping because life's a trip. You feel me? But other than that, like it worked out. So you know, we got the frogs chirping in the distance, or ribbiting, I guess you could say, not necessarily chirping, but I was about to sneeze. They're like in there. See the water, somewhere over there. Hold on, I'm about to. Fuck. Thank you. If you said bless you, it's so funny. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the spiritual way of saying good job, keep going, because I've sneezed multiple times. I should make a montage. There's like 4 different videos, including this one, maybe 5, where I'm just sneezing. And then I'm, thank you if you said bless you. So it's just funny to me. But, and then I hate how it makes you want to blow your nose, too. I mean, it clears your nose, but fuck, dude. Excuse me. I feel better, though. But, it is what it is. Always make sure you are thanking the universe for everything you're grateful for. I do every day. Whenever you're stressed, whenever you're sad for no reason, there's like an owl in the distance. You hear that? It's like, oh, oh. Fucking, I think that's a good sign, right? Seeing an owl or hearing it. I don't know, some spiritual shit, right? But there is always something to be grateful for, guys. Always. I'm seeing the cool glowy effects in the sky. I always like how the light reflects back up and like creates that cool like look, you know what I mean? It's cool. Anywho, I hope your guys' day is going good, but whenever you are stressed, whenever you are mad or something, sad, a lot of the times our mind likes to create problems out of nothing, The ego loves to find something to worry about when I had nothing to worry about in the first place. It's so funny. It's like you get so used to feeling like shit and, being sad that the ego knows that's all it's familiar with. So it'll just find something else to attach to get mad about and to fucking make you perceive life to be so shitty and not have a good experience. Like, I used to be addicted to nicotine because I was in my teen. This is before my awakening. Yeah, I would be like, how the teenagers would do that, right? They'll just vape and shit because it's cool, quote unquote. So I would do that, and then I became addicted to nicotine, and I would always be like, why do I feel irritated? Why do I feel like shit? What the fuck? It's because you're doing something you're not fucking, doesn't serve you. It's bringing your frequency down, whatever. Or, I was eating bad, or I was thinking shitty things. You know what I mean? Not really aware that I have control over how I'm able to perceive of this reality. Because it's like, this isn't even the video idea, but that's why awareness is key. Meditation is key, because if you are aware of what you're thinking and what you're feeling and how that's all, aligning with what you're going to experience in this reality, then that's why you got to change your thoughts, you got to change your perceptions, and you will feel different, and you feel better. And through thinking, feeling better, you'll attract just that. Whereas before, you were thinking bad, feeling like shit, so you're only, perceiving of that. So it's just something to remind you guys, to remind yourself too whenever you're sad again for no reason. That's where I was going with this. Because a lot of times we create sadness for nothing. There's always something to be grateful for, you know what I mean? Like I said before, you're not in jail. You're here, you're alive, experiencing this reality. This is so beautiful, so peaceful right now. So I love coming to views, because it's just very naturey at these spots that I go to, as you could see. Very naturey, very just quiet too. Like, even there's like a fucking firehouse, and occasionally you'll hear them. I hear something ruffling in the fucking... That's why I got my bright ass flashlight. Who goes there? Yeah. don't want to like point it at the firehouse. Whatever, bro. Anywho. Now to the video idea. This wasn't even the freaking point of it. I just wanted to remind you guys, you know what I'm saying? This one's just about how time isn't real. It's one of the biggest illusions out there, is that time is real. And a lot of us cling to it like it's a thing that's actually there. It's not. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we live by it. We let it even control us, you know what I mean? It's all perception. It's not so solid. It's not so serious. You're not stuck. You're just so used to a man-made object being so set in stone when it's not. It never was. We use it as a tool, yes, but it doesn't mean that it's everything. It's not. You know, we're used to thinking that time is linear, like this happens and then this and then this and then that. But it's actually all here right now, simultaneously. You know, it's kind of like a spiral. And when you really understand that is when you bring your power back, because you're understanding that it's, you know, not necessarily how we used to, or we're used to thinking that it is, you know what I mean? Because we've been conditioned to live by choice, by birthdays, deadlines, you know, calendars, all this shit, right? It rules our life. But it's not time. That's man's version of it. That's not how it's really, how it works. You know, because it's man fucking made. Alright? I'm telling him to get off this cliff. I want to go over here and stand over here. But, fuck, almost fell. You know, real time, guys, is non-linear. It isn't just a straight line. It flows like a spiral, the past, present, and future. They're all coexisting right now. So, that's how infinite you are. That's how infinite all is. Because it's all happening here right now, but we're so used to just like this, and this. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. And you'll see that the more you meditate. You'll see that it's not like that. It's not. Because think about it this way. That's why you feel nostalgia for something you haven't experienced, except you have another version of you, another timeline. You know what I mean? That's why dreams feel real. That's why you get deja vu, and it hits like a memory. It's like, wait, have I experienced this? What the fuck? Yeah, you have, in a different timeline. Because again, it's all here right now, simultaneously with the reality that you're perceiving of right now. You can only just perceive of this one, because it'd be too much information. It'd be like sensory overload for the ego to take in. But your soul knows. Your soul remembers. You don't just exist inside of time. You are the observer of it. You know what I'm saying? You are tuning into the frequencies of moments like a station, right? Like a radio. That's why I love to say all the time that consciousness, the brain, is more of a tuner, a radio. It's not generating consciousness, it's tuning in. And the third eye is the seat of the soul, and you have power to switch that channel of what you want to experience. You know, change the channel like a TV remote. That's the brain. You know what I'm saying? So think of it like this. Your future self, it already exists. Your higher self, whatever, your past lives, all here right now, still echoing through your soul, because that's how infinite you are. Your soul is so vast, you wouldn't just incarnate here at this one time of this form. You know, you do it all at one time. You just can't perceive it at all at one time. It'd be too much for you to take in. So, and when you align with your presence, when you really collapse that illusion of time, you know what happens? Magic happens. Manifestations, you get downloads, timeline shifts, the way you perceive our reality shifts, everything changes because you let go of that illusion that was blocking the bigger picture, you feel me? Like, don't stress about time. You're not behind, you're on cosmic time. And it's always just now, it always just was now. That's why Ram Dass says, be here now. Because that's all it is, you know what I mean? Be here now. Time is a tool, but you're the timeline holding it, you feel me? You actually, not even that. You're not even that. You are timeless, because time's not real, you feel me? So, don't cling to it so much. Don't give it so much of a meaning, of a solidity, because it never did. It's merely, you look at a clock and you think that At some point, you are that. It's 5 o'clock. You think that that's who you are at this point in time, but really, if you were to step back far enough, you would see that you are basically a holy man enlightening, you know? Time is just a number. Ram Dass said it perfectly, but it was just like, it's merely you look at a clock and at some point you think that that is who you are at that point in time. But if you were to step back beyond time, space and time, you would see that you are the holy man at the center of enlightenment. So it goes back to the planes of consciousness, the planes of awareness, all here right now. It is always present. And then how it goes into the one, back into the many, into the one, back into the many. So everything is one expressing itself, and then back into the many, the separation, the dualism, the false separation. Not to reject the physical plane, but to delight in it, right? So it's just like we're all one, experiencing itself. So into the one, into the many, into the one, into the many, and the many is the false sense of self, the false sense of separation. Because that's the beauty of it, right? Even though everything is you, no one is like you. So you will enjoy your own separateness, your own uniqueness. You know what I mean? Because everything is you in a different package. So you will express yourself and see what it has to offer in this package, if you feel me. That's really just what it is, you know. So time's a tool, but it's not really there. It's not real. It's not solid. It's not set in stone. You are good. There's people having spiritual awakenings by the time they're 28, and then, you know, they're doing the work, and 3 years later, they're fucking whatever. You know what I mean? So if you're just now waking up, whatever, you're not late. You're on time. Cosmic time. Everything's happening for you for a reason. Everything's unfolding for you for a reason, of course. Because I had my spiritual awakening when I was 18. I'm 25 now. I was born in 2000, so you can do the math of what year it was and based on how old I was. So if it was 2018, of course, yeah, I was 18, right? And then now it's 2025. 25. I should have started my videos when I was 18, sure. But I was allowing, you know, toxic people to stop me. All my thoughts and my awareness was still raising, so I was still going through my shift. But it's just like, you know, like for example, there's a timeline which I did start right away. And not right now in 2024, I started these videos. But that's what matters though, right? It's just like all these timelines exist of you. And then with that radio station, the frequency of you shifting, you are shifting to that frequency, the version of you that you want to experience just by choice, just by thought. So meditate, visualize, right? Because again, this is a form. And then with you are the third eye is the seat of the soul. And through meditating, connecting to your subconscious, right? The brain, the receiver, you'd shift the frequency, if you will. And then, oh, okay, I want to experience this. Oh, okay, I want to make music. I'm an artist. You know, let's shift away from doing the same thing over and over again. And it shifts into this version that I want to experience. It is just like that. You know, that's how infinite we are. It's so fucking... So think of time as a spiral, right? So past, present, and future all happening right now. And believe it or not, because it's so all here right now, and time's not real, and this is all just an experience. The universe, you know, is so infinite, so holographic. You as an infinite being can choose to... So basically, because the multiverse, whatever, all this is real. There's a version of you. There's people, there's souls incarnating in a version of Earth where it is still the 70s. So right here, right now, as you watch this video, there's souls experiencing a version of Earth that is still on the timeline of the 70s or the 80s or the 90s or the 50s. And it's all happening right now, past, present, and future, all here right now. Kind of like if you've seen the movie Interstellar. He went back in time, if you will, not really. He just went to the fifth dimension, they said it was, to where he was able to see his past self on Earth, talking to his daughter or some shit. It's basically like that. It's saying that it's all happening right now. So comment down below if you've seen Interstellar or some trippy shit. They did their homework, you know what I mean? But that's basically it. And then, what was the message of that movie? Love transcends everything. What does it transcend? Time, exactly. Because it's true. It's the strongest thing. That's why whenever you're fearful, What do? You embody unconditional love consciousness. That's why higher states of consciousness exist. Or what was I gonna say? Oh, no, what was it? I guess I was saying it wrong. Oh yeah, higher states of consciousness consist of love, right? Unity, because that's what it is. It's a higher vibration. Light defeats dark. 99.9.9.9% of the time. Maybe even 100. You know what I mean? It does. So just don't let time, the 3D time, govern you. We're so much more beyond this limiting structures that we have in place in this reality. It's all here right now. Just tap in. Waiting for you to tap in. Just tap in. Look at a clock. Oh no. And you'll notice too, the more you raise your vibration, the more you raise your awareness, it'll feel like time is going by quicker. But really, it's just that your perception is shifting because your vibration's raising. You're seeing the bigger picture beyond space and time. So literally, bro, you look at the fucking... I look on my Apple Watch. It's just a number. It's just a number. Yeah, it's just a number. Because you're not bound by this. And because it's not so solid and set in stone. Your reality shifts when you do new things. You create a different timeline, a different version of you. You step into a new you, whatever. And this, the moment I started making these videos and started making music, stepped into a different timeline. You know what I mean? For example, my friend's in jail now because he didn't want to go his spiritual path. And, did some robbery shit. Fucking sucks, but he chose, and that's free will for you, right? But he chose the timeline on which he has to be in jail because he didn't stick to the timeline in which he was enlightening or even awakening, if you will. His ego desires, I guess you could say, got the best of him. He didn't. So he's still learning his lesson, if you will, but it's so infinite. There's a version of him, there's a timeline of him where he didn't go to jail and he's free right now and he's, doing his dreams and practicing his spiritual shit, whatever. But now it's me that's doing it. I'm keeping that torch. And I'm free. And that's why I always use that reference that, you're free, because he's in there for like maybe 10 years for robbery. It's crazy. Because he was addicted to drugs like fentanyl and shit. So, it sucks, And actually, I've saved his life. I'm getting off topic, but I've saved his life before, bro. Like, he was ODing on fentanyl in my room. I think I said this before, if you really watch my videos. I've saved him. And he went and you know what he did? He went and he took more fentanyl the next day. I don't know how he's alive, bro. He's supposed to be alive, I guess. The universe is keeping him on a timeline in which he needs to learn. Maybe it would have been too easy for him. And who knows, because we're so infinite, he probably did that in a different dimension. Yo, I feel you. Because I woke up and I saved him because I was about to fall asleep and I heard him, doing that death rattle sound. He couldn't breathe. But maybe there's a timeline, not even maybe, probably. I'm pretty sure there is a timeline in which I fell asleep. I didn't even know he fucking was doing that shit because I fell asleep. Woke up, he was dead. Different timeline. But by me being aware and conscious and not going to sleep and hearing that and acting quick, I stayed on the timeline in which he is alive. And then because we're all connected in a way, now I'm in that timeline with him where he's alive, but now he's in jail. You know what I'm saying? But there's also a timeline in which he didn't go to jail. You feel me? But I'm on the timeline, the proper time that I want to be on through this awakening. You know what I mean? I'm free, I'm alive, I'm chasing my dreams. So all that was just to show you guys how time is not real, how all these timelines exist based on the choices that you're making, based on the thoughts that you're thinking, based on what you're feeling, all that. So it's through awareness is bringing the power back. Through awareness is what is helping you maintain the desired timeline to be on, right? So just make sure you're doing what you are doing that will align you ultimately to that timeline. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a business person, you want to chase your dreams and be a content creator. Well, obviously, what is that version of you doing? It's that simple. You just got to do it. A lot of us overthink and think and allow the ego just to stop, and stop. The ego wants you to stay to what's familiar. It loves comfort. And I promise you, nothing will come from comfort. All right? You have shit to do. We got shit to do. We could relax. We could just chill, watch some movies, and well, I mean, sometimes you could take a breather. You don't want to get a burnout, but you know what I mean. Like I want to play video games. I grew up playing video games, but I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I can play video games and sit down when I'm more successful with my dreams. You know what I'm saying? We got shit to do. All these distractions, we don't need them. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. You already know not to stick to the illusion of time. And just to understand how non-linear this reality is so freeing, so freeing. And I promise you, you're not late. Just start now. Alright, I love you. See you in the next one.